we'll find time to do something with this. I know I've been saying that for a while. Okay, so a new week, a new opportunity, a new beginning. I like this. So closing down the eyes. Maybe you sit cross-legged, maybe you kneel, maybe you sit in a half lotus. I seem to like half lotus these days. Closing down the eyes. And we are going to bring the hands in prayer position. And I just want to say here as well, that if ever you kind of go, oh, I'm getting lost in the timing and it's a little later. If you want to join the meeting, you know, after a few minutes, as long as you actually mute yourself and you don't, you know, create any crackles in anyone's ears, you don't disturb the class. And if you have to leave earlier, that's what you have to do. I mean, life goes on. Beautiful. So a new week. We've almost become to a state where we don't really know what day it is, but it is Monday. It's a new beginning. We're getting closer to a new moon. So even though, you know, how the stars are aligned at the moment, there is a lot of focus. You know, we can focus on finishing tasks. Physically, we may lack the energy to do so. So there is always two sides to a coin. But this is a good time to kind of feel into the week ahead here. Feel into the day ahead. Whether your structure has become completely different with the situation we find ourselves in, or not much has changed. See if you can feel into the structure of the day, the structure of the week. And then as always, seeing if we can find our focus on the joyful moments and the joyful happenings. And then we create a sense of joy internally. So our yoga practice being a sacred practice, let this be not another thing on your to-do list. Let this be a joyful practice to bring back energy, to bring back the focus onto you internally. And that's never selfish, that's essential. So as you start to notice your breath, you're welcome to set an intention. What's the intention for your practice today? Maybe that sense of joyfulness has something to do with it. Maybe we realize that the sense of joy, it's useful when that comes from internal workings rather than the external world so much. Let's chant an Om to bring us all together as a group. Let's exhale. Deep inhale. And then we're keeping the eyes closed and keeping the hands in prayer, and we're simply coming into a few rounds of Ujjayi breath. Focusing on the inhalation, lifting the energy up. So inhale through the top of the head. You can breathe up the front of your spine or the back of your spine, and the exhalation lets the energy come down. So inhale, lengthening from the front, lifting the energy up, and the exhale brings the energy down. And just see if we can feel into that cycle of inhalation and exhalation. Lifting up and letting it settle. Beautiful. And as we do that, we do as we always do, give a sense of recognition and perhaps, you know, a sense of smile and a sense of welcomeness to the new energies we're sharing our practice with. You may have a different surface you practice on. It's a different environment, yes, and what energy is there. There's children, there's other people in the house, there is pets. The light is different, the smell is different, the temperature than here in the studio. And as you know, that's only a distraction if we label it as such. It's just a beautiful new space you find yourself in. It's a different way of practicing. Excuse me. And then we slowly open the eyes and we're coming over into a tabletop position. I was going to have us lying down, but I feel that tabletop position is best. Tabletop, exhale, rounding the spine, inhale, looking up. And then we're making a movement coming from the top of the head first. Yeah, so you let the spine curl along. Oh, I need a tissue. Sorry, I'm just walking out of the screen. I'm doing neti potting these days every morning, and there was some residual drops coming out of my nostrils. Nice. Good. Let's come into downward facing dog. Yes, downward facing dog. Now for some of us, and you know who I'm referring to, this is probably the first downward facing dog in a while. And maybe for most of us, the first downward facing dog in this week, perhaps even this morning. So let's feel into this with kindness. Where are we at? You know, maybe with the absence of other movement abilities, maybe you're not as sore, maybe you feel a little lighter because of that, or maybe the lack of accidental movement, although we can still walk around, makes you a little stiffer. So let this be recognized this morning. Let your hands walk back to your feet. Let's make this very traditional. We can be explorative in other classes. This is perhaps our Monday morning class as to what we're used to. So bend one knee and then the other knee. And then wiggle your knees and just feel into the whole back line of your body. Let your head hang. If the knees need to be bent constantly, that's fine. Just a little wiggle. Beautiful. Good. And then without bringing your torso up, of course, if you need to see, have a little look, we're just staying in that forward bend and we're bringing the right foot behind and next to the left foot. And without having to bend even further forward, this elicits a different response in our tissue, in our right buttock, in our lower back, and where else. Feel it in your body. Now, if for you this looks like this, you have your knees bent a little bit more, absolutely fine. Just a forward fold. You can wiggle the hips a little. Let me see. Here we go. Beautiful. Good. And then changing sides. So bring that right foot where it was, and then the left behind the right. Maybe you don't come as parallel as us at my feet. It's absolutely fine. Feel into this. This is deliberately, I'm starting here with the forward bend, with that gentle sense of inversion. The head being lower than the heart. How do you take this morning? How is this for your body? If anything doesn't feel right, you come out. And then slowly coming back to where we were, feet are parallel, toe heel your feet together. And we bring the fingers down, we bend the knees, and we come into a higher toe stand if you can. Yeah, if you can, bring your buttocks and your heels together and the knees up to the ceiling. Nice. Yeah, not everyone's cup of tea. And if you can, come into the arms wide. I'm assuming you have space. If this is not possible, you come into kneeling and we come into the arms wide. Yeah, and then eventually we all bring our knees down, we untuck our toes, and we've got the arms wide. We turn the palms facing up. Inhale here, and exhale, we're coming into our Gomukhasana flow. So one elbow up, one elbow down. If kneeling is not appropriate, then sit cross-legged. That's it. And then the other. But I want you to feel the length. Yeah, so in a few classes we've discussed, we keep the length between the ribs and the hips. So it's not a movement like this. We want space. We want the energy to lift. Might have to do a video on neti potting so you know what I'm talking about. Anyone else neti potting? It's so good. I'm thinking of you, Marie, with the sinuses. Might be a good idea. Good. Are you incorporating your breath? Yes, what I'm seeing is beautiful long spines. Sometimes it's about the shoulder mobility, not so much this morning. I want the length here. Yeah. And then coming back up into a high toe stand if you can. And we're coming forward again into that forward fold. Beautiful.
Good. Nice. Coming into aeroplane arms, palms face each other, and we come into chair pose.
Good. And if you can even lift your heels. Yeah. Yeah. And again, the torso here, we're long. It's not so important what the shoulders do. So Louise, Marie, Sabrina, we're all very cautious. Deborah, with our shoulders here. And then exhale, just coming forward. Beautiful.
Good. We're doing this again, nice and slow. Inhale. Maybe you just lift a little bit onto the tippy toes, but seeing if the chest and the thighs can come together. Lengthen the spine. Top of the head forward, tailbone back. Breath is soft and smooth. Coming forward. Now we're feeling this in our quadriceps. Let's do one more. Good.
If of course, you know, you have to keep your heels on the floor, do that. But if you can, a little extra bonus that allows you to still breathe soft and smooth. Nice, Helen, nice, Renate. And then folding forward. Beautiful. So let's fold into where you start your salutations from. What you feel is the front edge of your mat. Nice. And then very slowly come up to standing, curling up. I'm just going to switch the screen. If you have to take socks off or jumpers off, do that. Where is the front edge of your mat? I'll start, or maybe here, I'll face you. Beautiful. Good. And before we start, let's just bring casually the arms up and we go into a side bend. So you can grab your right wrist with the left hand, lift and lengthen, inhale, and then we're going sideways. We worked on side bending in our pajama class yesterday. So if you're newer to this, every Sunday morning we have a 9:30 pajama class. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, release. Other side. I have to check in with Sabrina if she's sore on one side. I am on one side. Yeah, must have worked hard. So where is the breath? Are you taking this sort of lightly, or are you going, oh, I've got a little bit more oomph in me? I know I'm keeping my lower back safe because I'm tucking my tailbone under, and then inhale, I'm coming up, and exhale, you release. Brilliant. Let's see, let's do a little back bend. So you don't have to turn around. I just want to show you. Fingers pointing down, elbows in. And then as you know, the chest lifts. First inhale. And then exhale, we're seeing, oh, maybe just the elbows come back. This one's to lengthen. This one's to lengthen. And we come back in the back bend from here rather than like this. Have a little feel into this. If you can, let your head go back. Just ease your body into it and go, this is my status of this morning, Monday morning, 9:45 or whatever time it will be by now. Beautiful. Let me see. Got to check in with Louise. Got to keep her safe. And then inhale, coming forward and coming into that curling forward fold. We will work dynamically in a moment. But we'll just have to be careful here. How we start. And then slowly curling up again. Feel your legs switching on as you curl up. Feel your belly curling up. Beautiful. And then exhale at the top. So we're safe. Yeah, we know sort of our limitations. Salutation. Oh, hang on, I start from here. Inner smile, outer smile. Yeah. Good. Oh, there's Kath. I thought she was missing. Beautiful. Coming into Ujjayi breath. It's sort of that inner thread, that inner joyful thread where you go, I can always come back to Ujjayi breath, to this sound. Even if I don't feel like breathing, sometimes it feels too hard. Making that sound beautiful. The inhalation lifts the energy up. And it can't just sort of stay there. It slightly lets it drop down on the exhalation. Beautiful. Opening our eyes, salutation A, inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. And we stay here for a moment. So the palms of the hands come together. You reach up with your upper body and the shoulders drop. And then inhale, look forward, exhale, coming into Uttanasana, a long forward fold. How good does that feel? Halfway lift, inhale. Open the chest, exhale. One leg, the other leg steps back. We do a downward facing dog. Inhale into higher plank. Knees can come down, lift the chest, elbows back to the heels. Slow chaturanga, good calf. Open up dog or your cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. You're always welcome to step your feet in, always. Good. You're also welcome to roll the upper arms outwards, so your triceps come together. And you want to bring the palms of the hands to the floor. And we've been working in this corkscrew motion, as if you want to open a jar. Yeah, so grounding down. Last exhale here. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, step, walk or jump between your hands. Halfway lift, here it is again, open the chest, exhale, folding, and then strong legs come all the way up. Inhale, take your gaze, your drishti to your fingertips, and exhale to release. Now, the speed doesn't necessarily need to determine how much effort and intensity you give your sun salutation. Yeah, it's up to you whether you work your edge or you pull back this morning a little. More experienced students, you really lift from your belly. You come into Ujjayi breath the whole time. Second round, Urdhva Hastasana, inhale. Exhale, come forward, folding, folding, folding until nose to knee, hands next to the feet. That's the intention. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, back down dog. Keep the connection to the belly, to the breath. Inhale, high plank. Chaturanga, knees or no knees, be kind to yourself. Open up, inhale once you're there. Exhale from your belly, coming back for one. Inner smile, outer smile, as you know. Yes, sometimes we have to dig a little for that inner smile, but let it happen, it's there. It's your innate state of being, that sense of santosha, that sense of contentment. That sense of keeping your inner peace regardless of the outside circumstances. Yoga practice, some say we need it more so now. No, we've needed it before. We can kindly navigate those times. Where would we be without our yoga practice, having practiced before? Last exhale, inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, step or jump. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. And then strong legs come all the way up. Inhale and exhale, release. Let's come into a Samasthiti. Hands in prayer in front of the heart. Notice heart rate has risen. Energy has lifted. Beautiful. Yeah, so our daily practice, and we've been talking about this in a few classes, reminds us just that we practice for more than just the physical side. There is something else. It's a healing practice. It allows us to connect the inner world, the outer world. It connects us back to that joy, to that sense of contentment. And it also allows us to heal, but only if we are staying in that healing state of our nervous system. And we do that with the breath. So focus on your breath. Third round. Urdhva Hastasana, inhale. Exhale, come forward, Uttanasana. Beautiful expressions. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, back down, dog. High plank, inhale, and a slow chaturanga. Once you're there, feel it in your belly, feel it in your thighs. It's soft and smooth. Good, Jenny. Open up, inhale. Good, Louise. Exhale, downward facing dog. If you notice this morning, the shoulders are tender, the energy isn't there. Come out into a tabletop or even into your child's pose. Good. So upper arms rolling outwards could mean to you that your elbow creases move up to the ceiling. Gaze is to the toes. Or it could mean that your triceps come in towards each other. Nice. Ground down with the hands and with the feet, and everything else lifts up. Buttocks to the ceiling. Let me see. Beautiful. Hello, Sharon. How are you? Last exhale. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, step or jump. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. And chair pose to come up. We've become so proficient in chair pose, tucking the tailbone under. And we've become proficient in chair pose to lengthen between the ears here and the shoulders. So no hunching up, dropping the shoulders. We'll keep breathing. Beautiful. Let me see. That's awesome. Nice. Good, Marie. Good, Linda. I like that new setup.
And then inhale here, exhale, coming forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, the right leg only steps back into a warrior two. Yes, sideways warrior. So we take the load off those shoulders here this morning. Good. We're going straight into side angle. Inhale here, exhale, reach forward. Forearm down, right arm overhead. We've done this yesterday in class for a little longer. Those of you want to, you can bring your back hand to the behind at front foot. Keep the chest open. I'll come out so I can actually look at the camera. Nice. Beautiful chest open, that beautiful side body elongation. Yeah, takes a little bit of stamina here. Oh, my nose keeps dripping. Good. Last exhale here. Inhale to come up. Let's go into the reverse. So your back hand just toddles left, front arm reaches up, inhale. And then you come into that reverse warrior. Did you find the stamina to actually grant the energy into that front heel? Beautiful, looking good. Breath is soft and smooth. If the energy is not there, you could just let the arms go and work with your legs. Let me see. Beautiful. Good, Sabrina. Last exhale here, and then inhale, coming up. And we stay here for a few breaths. The mind is racing ahead. Let's come back to presence with the breath. Nice, Andy. Nice, Michael. Inhale here, and then exhale, frame your foot, step back, downward facing dog. Oh, nice. High plank, inhale. You can stay in high plank or follow me in chaturanga. Beautiful. Then open up, belly strong, legs strong. Exhale, downward facing dog. We are going to have 5 breaths here. If you go, this is too much for my shoulders, you could ease the load. You could just have a few cat and cows here, yeah? Or just have a little child's pose. I will demonstrate what I say is a modification so that you don't think you have to stay in your downward facing dog. Good. Good, Sabrina. See if you can roll the upper arms outwards or your triceps coming together. That's it. I know it's strong, and then having been on the water too. If you've rested, let's come back up. Last exhale here. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, step, walk or jump. Land lightly. Beautiful. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold a little deeper. And can we come up into chair pose? Inhale. And we keep breathing here. Shoulders tender, no questions asked. Your chair pose can look like this. Yeah. Good, 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 good. Breathing. Nice, Lisa. See if you can bring the arms just a smidgen closer together. And then inhale here, exhale, we fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, now the left leg steps back. Remember, warrior two first. Warrior two first. Now, this is crucial. If we don't set up for warrior two nicely, if we don't have the chest open to the side and the heart to the side, the danger is that we're already facing forward. So if we come into side angle, we collapse here. We don't want to. So come into your side angle, inhale here, exhale, reach forward. Yeah, forearm. This stays open. This wants to, it's like Trikonasana. Oh. No forward collapsing. Nothing wrong with a forward bend, but you know, this is side angle pose. Beautiful. Good, 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 good. Have a little play. Did you want to bring your front hand behind? Only useful if you then become steady and you push that knee against that arm to open the hips a little bit more. But you may resist that on a Monday morning, and it's totally understandable. That's it, Andy. Good. Now the gaze to the upper thumb. Good, Lisa, coming out if it's too much. Steady yourself with the breath. You're not missing out. We're still in side angle pose. I'm just doing half so I can talk and look. Beautiful. Last exhale here. Inhale, coming up. Coming into the reverse. That's often a little release. Yeah? Oh, but the side body opens so the breath can move. Good, good, Sabrina. Just watching the knee where it goes. You know, don't let it veer in a little. Yeah, beautiful. Good. Good, Michael. I think you could lunge into that front leg a little more.
Here we go. Breathing. And again, remember the spine wants to be long, so the shoulders don't hunch up along the ears, which is what often happens when we go a bit strong. Good. Last exhale, inhale. We settle back into warrior two. The legs are solid. The gaze is gently over your front fingertips. The breath is soft and smooth. The chest is open. Inhale here, exhale, frame your foot, step back, down dog. Well done. High plank inhale. You can stop here or you can chaturanga with me. Slow exhalation. Where are we at? Can we open into a beautiful heart opening back bend? Exhale, downward facing dog. You're very welcome to rest in your child's pose, in your tabletop. Connecting breath with movement. This eventually, stay in your down dog, eventually becomes your moving meditation. This is your reset. And I know some of you practice with me every morning almost. Nice. I'm getting huff and puff here. Beautiful. If you've rested, perhaps come back up into downward facing dog. So as a group, we finish our salutation. We're still practicing as a group, and always has yoga been an individual practice. That nothing has changed. Last exhale. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, coming forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold all the way, and then strong legs come all the way up. Inhale. And exhale at the top. Brilliant. Samastiti prayer hands. We're coming into warrior three. We've done this lately a fair bit. So bending the knees. Just make sure you've got your hands on your heart and your elbows wide. And then inhale here and exhale. Slowly tilt your upper body forward. Let's start with the right leg moving back. Straighten it. Tilting perhaps a little further forward with your upper body, starting to straighten your standing leg. And it feels good and it feels solid. And if it doesn't and you fall out, just come back in. Nice. Good. Aha. Lovely. And then inhale here. Exhale slowly. Bend that standing leg with control. That straight leg comes back in. And releasing. Other side when you're ready. Lift and lengthen first, bending. Now if you can, Helen, for example, can you bring your elbows wider? So palms of the hands are together rather than sort of cuddling in. Have them? Yeah, yeah. You unfold. Yeah, that's it, Renate. I feel like when I walk, I wobble you over. Don't look at me now. I just need to check in with Louise. I know that's her favorite. Yeah, not really. Yeah. Well done. She hasn't fallen out yet. And then slowly coming out. Beautiful. Yeah, we've been throwing in a few sneaky warrior threes lately. Let's come to flowing again. Urdhva Hastasana, inhale. Let the previous pose go. Exhale, coming forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, the right leg only stepping back. The right knee coming down. Yeah, and if your knee needs a padding, just ring the bell and get someone to bring you a cushion. Coming forward. Like this. Oh yeah, that feels good. Let that hip flexor have a little bit of a sensation. That's it. Good. We're all good. Interlace the hands behind your back. Not going to be complicated. Shoulders don't liken it. Just stay like this. Yeah. Otherwise, lift and lengthen. Inhale. And we're going to go into a modified humble warrior. So we're coming to the inside and forward, but we're not leaning onto the chest. We're not leaning the chest onto the front thigh. How far forward and down could you come? How far overhead could the arms come? Bit of shoulder joint. I'll come out so I can lift my head and look. Feel into it. Nice calf. Beautiful. So it's a bit of a balancing act here. How far forward can I go without tumbling because I don't have my hands to support me? Last exhale, and we're coming up. Inhale. Coming up, we're going to release the hands and we're just coming back into that runner stretch or half Hanumanasana here. And then we're coming forward. Forward, pivoting over our knee joint. That's it. but we pivot out of the hips. So we've done this in class before. If you can do this easily without hands supporting you, then do that. Yeah, but we need to lift. This is your Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Can you gracefully come forwards and backwards? The heart stays lifted the whole time. Whoops. That's it, Louise. That's it. Good. That's it, Jenny. Don't hold back. If you can lunge further forward, do that. Nice. Hip mobility. And then we simply frame the foot once we're forward again. Yep. Lifting the back heel, and we step that left leg and let it join the right leg. Nice. Let's come into, you can either stay, so shoulders a little tender. Marie, you can stay. Otherwise, inhale, high plank and chaturanga. Good. We come up into our up dog or our cobra. Inhale. Exhale into our downward facing dog. We won't stay here. We're coming into those hip wiggles here that we've been doing lately a fair bit. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, wobble and pivot your hips to the right and your heels to the right. Good. Now, if you stay there, if your right shoulder or all your shoulders are stable enough, you can lift your left arm, and in that side position, just draw a few circles. If this is far too much for your right shoulder to bear, don't do it. Good. And then coming back to center. Pivoting over to the other side now. The heels, if you follow my instruction, are on the left. Hips on the left. If you can, circular motion. A bit like a side angle pose, but not quite. Nice. Other direction. Otherwise, you would have just stayed still. Coming back, downward facing dog. We're coming out and we practice the other side, the other leg. Last exhale, inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, step, walk or jump. Good, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Let the head hang, nose to knees. Strong legs come all the way up. This is your leg strength and your core strength. And exhale to release. All good? Good. So now we're stepping back with that left leg, going to low lunge. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, come forward. Thighs engaged. Length between the ribs and the hips. It's a long forward fold. Nice, Jenny. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, the left leg goes back. Just have a little wiggle, sort yourself out. I'm going to switch the screen. So if you need padding for that knee, do you get it? Lunging forward. How is this feeling in your body? Make sure you've got your tailbone tucked under. Yeah, just a gentle lift from your bandhas. You know, some of you stop here, fine. Some of you here. Where do you feel it? Where is it safe? We've interlaced the hands behind the back, maybe the other interlace, or we just come into airplane arms. Yeah, and then we're coming forward and down to the inside. A modified, I'm just switching screen, humble warrior. That's it. Good calf. So the only thing I'd say you avoid is leaning into your front thigh. Hang on. What do I need to see? Yeah, that's nice. Good. Good, Andy. And then good, Lisa, finding some stillness. That's nice. Sabrina, beautiful. Helen. Oh, I think Deborah has got some internet issues. She's gone black. Good. And then inhale to come up. And what did we do? We did that moving out of your hips, moving into the hamstrings, forwards and backwards. If you don't feel you need the support of your fingers, then why not do this without any support and just go, okay, I draw up from my belly. I go back all the way. I have the balance, I have the stability. Maybe yes, maybe no. Good. Feel into this. Take that responsibility for your practice a few more times. You know, if anything, just keeps that joint lubricated and keeps you in check as to how you're going with agility. Good. And then what did we do? We just framed the foot, we step back, downward facing dog. Nice. And now here, let's come onto the knees.
And instead of our hip wiggles, we're coming onto forearms. Yeah, so you could measure your forearms being parallel. Knees underneath the hips, we're coming into the dolphin state. Because we can. And then exhale, coming forward, shifting forward if you can. Oh no, that's your inhale, sorry. And exhale, you can push back a little. Good. You may come all the way forward, maybe even tippy toes, no collapsing. Belly strong. Kundalini coming all the way back, letting the head hang. So pivoting on the toes. Forearm balance, dolphin. Good. If it's too much for the shoulders, come out. But if you can, let's do a couple more. And it's just about feeling into the movement rather than go, am I doing this right? And rather than go, okay, where is the complication? Where is the, yeah, good. Nice, Andy, nice, Michael. Forwards and backwards. Two more. And then we have a little snoozle. Yeah, we have to have a little child's pose. Come back into breathing into your side ribs. That's it. You can afford to have Ujjayi breath perhaps a little louder. You know, sometimes when we sort of have this, the internal heat that needs to be dispelled, we feel intuitively as if we need to make our Ujjayi breath a little louder. Good. Coming back into that soft heart space. Absolutely. Nice. Now I wanted to do something else in that forearm balance. So let's come up again. Come out of child's pose, rather. Hold your upper arms and we swivel open on the elbow joint and we interlace the fingers. Yeah, so coming solidly into that triangle shape. Knees underneath the hips and you're welcome to come up. Good. So first point of call is your forearms push into the floor and everything else lifts up. That's all good. And then you walk your feet in a little closer to your elbows. But you're not collapsing down. You're still pushing your wrists down, you push your forearms down and lift up. Good. And if you want a little different type of movement here, you can come into three-legged. So the right heel can just lift straight up without collapsing. Can you see your toes? And then you can bring that leg down. And then the other leg lifts. Yeah. So the idea of learning, even though it feels quite heavy in our forearms and in our shoulders, they lift us up. So the forearms push down, the wrists push down, everything else lifts up. If you want to rest, have a rest and then come back up again. I'm just going to have a little look at a few screens. Beautiful. Good. Good. Now making sure we're leading with the heel as we lift and the legs stay straight. It creates massive strength and stamina if we do something slowly and with control. And that way we stay in our healing space. Because often quite strong vinyasa classes, they don't bring us into a healing state. They take us out of it. Oh, nice. And then very slowly coming out, resting. You can have your child's pose with the hands to the side, with your arms forward or two fists, two palms. Very nice. Good. Good. Have a little look. You can stay in your resting position. If your shoulders don't like that, I'll give you an alternative in a moment. But if we go up again, see if you can change the interlace of the fingers. And I'll just show you, or you can come with me. And then, provided we could do that lift, we can now do that lift and we bend that standing leg and we see if with a straight leg we can go tapping to the side, up, and then tapping to the other side. Yeah. So it's a three-legged forearm balance. It goes out across to the opposite side. It goes up and it goes to the same side. Now, of course, we need a bit of stamina here. If the shoulders don't like that, we can do this in standing. You lift, you tap, you lift, you go out. Let me see.
Come into it. Looking good there, Helen. Just checking in. Yeah, very good. Marie, how's that going? Yeah, she's doing it on her forearms. Okay. Okay, beautiful. Good. And then we make it even and we slowly release down before we actually change sides. Now, first, the body needs a moment to kind of sort out where's left, where's right, we're upside down here. Yeah, so let's come in again. And then we're going, oh, I know where this is useful. It's a bit like lower back, side body. And then we connect breath with movement and we embrace new movements really gracefully. We know it's not about how it looks. We do know it's about how it feels. And for some of us, we will tap down to the floor when we go to the opposite side really gracefully. And for some of us, we may be just sort of hovering a little bit. Beautiful. But take your pick. If you don't want to do this on your arms, on your shoulders, you do this in standing. Back, behind, back to the other side. Have a little rest. That was awesome. But as we rest now in child's pose, I would like you to come into Ujjayi breath and breathe into your side ribs. Make that space. Let that energy lift upwards and sideways. Beautiful. A few more rounds of Ujjayi breath. Yeah, I can't hear you. I just need to trust you that you do your Ujjayi breath. Let me see. Good. Good. And in a moment's time, we're coming to seated. Just need to write down who was there. Beautiful. So untangle, we're coming to seated. We're going to do this. What's the time? Yeah, we've got plenty of time. So while you get yourself organized, yep, Linda, I can't see you. It's a bit dark, so that could be deliberate. But if you want some feedback, if you want me to see you, we need some light. So in a moment's time, we're going to lift. We're going to cross over. We're going to lift. We're going out to the side. Now, this is massive for your quadriceps and for your core and for the brain sometimes as well. So let's see what we can do. So Dandasana. Let's start with the left. Good. Exhale here, inhale, lift that left leg straight. Let's bring it out to the same side. Good. Lift it up again and then bring it over to the other side. And then coming back to center and then release. Oh, that was strong. Whose idea was this? Other side. Good. Right leg lifting. Same side. Kick back with that heel. Center. Opposite. Center. Bringing it down. You notice I lean back a little. So a little is allowed. And if you need your fingers behind you like this, absolutely. Good choice there, Marie. Nice. Let's do it again. If that suits you, if that helps you, do that. I'll do it on one side with left leg, lifting. Belly, belly, keep breathing. Out to the side parallel. Into the center. Over to the other side. Center and release. Have a little wiggle. Why did I pick this up? Good. Inhale, lift. I'll do it without hands now, behind. Same side. Good, good. Center. Other side. Center. Release. Lift and lengthen. We're coming into Paschimottanasana. Exhale, coming forward. Inner smile, outer smile. Maybe that's just what you needed this morning. If you can hold on to somewhere, we draw the shoulders back. We lift from the heart. I'll show you sideways. You know your Paschimottanasana. The idea, you know, the feeling, we have no idea. It's the first Paschimottanasana this morning, perhaps. Good. So again, length here. Good. And then inhale to come up and exhale to release. Where's my tissue? What's going on? Neti potting. Okay, we're going to come into a twisted Paschimottanasana. Yeah, so the idea like this, lift and lengthen, inhale. Exhale, just twist to the left. Beautiful. And then you bring your right hand facing away from you. Coming forward and see where could you hold on. That left hand just stays. Good. Where could you hold on? Maybe here. Where could you hold on? Where could you actually use it as a lever? And then your left arm comes down. You could be here, absolutely fine. Or you could have that forward bend a little deeper. But we want that forward bend and that twist and that opening. Beautiful. Don't forget there is energy in your straight legs. Shoulder not so good. Let that backhand rest. Good. Good. Yeah, use that right arm and that left leg as a lever. Find that twist in that forward fold. So healthy. Nice, Marie. Last exhale and inhale to come up. Exhale to release. I change sides. I'm not facing away from you. A lovely setup again. Lift and lengthen. Inhale. Exhale, twist. It's like, you know, we could do Zumba here. Back of the hand or the front of the hand. Whatever suits you. You feel best. You know, of course, this is external rotation. This is internal rotation. Coming down. Top hand up this way. If you get more twist this way. Oh, nice. Shoulders too achy? No questions asked. Good. Don't forget the forward fold. Let me see. Stay there. So feel into this. Okay, what did she say? Forward fold, Paschimottanasana. A twist as well. So those opposing energies working with each other. And as you know, it's always inhalation, lengthening the spine. Exhalation, deepening the twist. Oh, marvelous what I'm seeing. Beautiful. Well done. Good, Jenny. Good calf. And we find stillness. Good calf length in the spine a little more. Good, Louise. I can only see you half. Oh, nice work. Good, Andy and Michael. And then inhale, coming forward. And exhale, release. Now, we still do yin and yang. So if you do have a block and a bolster and all these little props, get them close. And we're going to lie down. We need to come into the yin state. But before we do that, bring the arms out. Bring your your legs up against the imaginary wall. Beautiful. And then I'm assuming, again, you have space. We take the legs wide into a V shape, but with activity. So you dorsiflex your feet. You feel it in your thighs. And you open into that V shape as much as you can. Good. Beautiful. Spine is long. So there is activity. This is got, it's not muscularly relaxing here. We can't, otherwise we'll collapse. Good. Feel. Take your fingers, have a little poke into your belly because your spine is flat, your core muscles are engaged. That's it. Good. We've been practicing this lately. It's like the legs up against the imaginary wall. Nice. And then you stay in that V shape, and I'd like you to rotate your head slowly from left to right. Spine is long. Breath is soft and smooth. The head rotates from left to right. You kick into your heels, thighs engaged. Inner smile, outer smile. Let me see. Beautiful. And then slowly coming back, drawing the knees into the chest. That's brilliant. Beautiful. Good. Good. I was going to suggest we're doing we've done this yesterday, a tangled legs, a Garudasana legs twist. So have a little look. I'll be starting, no. We're going to have our left leg on top of the right. And then we're going to rotate our knees to the left. And our head goes to the right. Now, two ways, I think for this morning, although you can decide what's most relevant for you. For me, I would this morning let my shoulders be on the floor. Yep, and that determines how far my knees come to the side. So the left on top, and then we go over to the left. It's like your right hip is actually pulled down by your left leg. And I'm saying have props handy because you may need a support underneath your knees. The other way to approach this, as you know, would be to have the knees come to the floor, but that may mean that your shoulder lifts. That's quite strong from the shoulder joint. So this morning with a few shoulder
compromises, it's nice to work into the hip and into the belly, into the lower back a little more. Ah, beautiful. May not be your favorite yin shape, but that's okay. I can live with that. You can too. Now, let's become muscularly relaxed. Where first? In our jaw, in our eyes, in our throat. That's it. So that yin shape, where I did say the left on top of the right. But if that tangle is too much for you, then just stack both legs on top of each other, have a right angle between lower leg and upper leg, and do this easier twisting variation. No questions asked. I mean, in class we have that dialogue, and I can see, but you know what's best this morning. Beautiful. I'm just having a look at a few screens. And then you also become muscularly relaxed around the area where we want to elicit some change here with our yin idea, with our idea to hydrate our fascia. So where does this register? It's hips, it's buttocks, it's belly. So these areas, so feel into your hips, feel into your buttocks, let your buttocks be muscularly relaxed, and your thighs. And if they can't, have sofa cushions. Ring the bell, get someone to prop you up. As if that was happening. Beautiful, beautiful. Staying in that muscularly relaxed state. Yeah, and I'm just writing down also who is here today. Always a pleasure to be with you. Beautiful, beautiful. And in the stillness, we haven't changed anything. It's still, we are still going beautifully, beautifully. Good. Notice what has got your attention. Can you stay with your physical sensation? Can you come back to your breath? Would you like to soften strong sensation with the use of your intention, with the use of your breath? Yeah, Melinda, of course, Louise. Yes, beautiful. And this sense of presence and this sense of focusing on what's real and what's important. That's a practice, and it's a practice we tap into in these times. It's like, no, this is not our new reality. It is our new circumstances, and we have to adapt, and we can that. But we have our inner path, we have our inner peace. We have, as we discussed yesterday in class, we have the choice over what we feel and what we think. And we act upon that choice. We keep that inner sense of peace, that inner sense of balance. Beautiful. Nice. We stay focused without dismissing the fact that sometimes that's a real challenge. And then slowly, slowly deepening your breath. Deepen your breath and switch on from your belly and use what you need to use to come back up. Beautiful. Untangle. If you want to draw a few circles with your knees, draw a few circles with your buttocks, with your sacrum, and then we tangle the other way. How does this go now? Right on top of left. If you can do the full Gavadasana expression, do so. If it's just a sort of like a cross-legged sit idea, and then come over to the other side. Oh, this is a different sensation. Hopefully it is. We're very rarely balanced. And again, if the idea that the shoulder blades don't lift doesn't suit you, if you want to have them lifted and the knees to the floor, if that suits you better this morning, do that. My instruction before was though to maybe feel into keeping the shoulder blades on the floor, and that determines how far the knees come to the side. But if that doesn't give you the desired sensation, and if you know you need it somewhere else, then do what feels better. And the head, if the knees are on the right side, the head turns to the left. So full spinal twist. Beautiful. So it's like your top leg gives that
lower leg, that lower hip, a little bit of a push, a bit of extra weight to open. We're coming into the buttocks, we're coming into outer hip physically, but of course we also work energetically. So let's soften muscularly. You don't need to see your screen. We're still in that twist on the other side now. If the tangled legs don't work for you, you can have stacked legs. Yeah, it's just into a stronger twist. And then finding stillness. And you know, yin is often, you know, likened to restorative yoga. And I think, oh, that's really not giving a service to restorative or to yin. Yin is not necessarily easy, not necessarily naturally relaxing. We still have to use the breath and our intention to let the breath soften, letting strong sensation just be to the point where we can be muscularly relaxed. It's a fine balance. If you're in touch with yourself, it's like a little bit more of this, and that whole balance of being muscularly relaxed is out the window. Like fine tuning. You know, it's like, I don't know, the partner's at home or the kids at home, just one more little, you just feel the energy or the tone of voice just a smidgen more, and it's like, danger zone. But that's brilliant to have that awareness and go, I know what triggers me. I know how to turn this around. And that's what we practice on the mat. We fine tune. Yeah, everyone that looks at us like, oh, it's just a twist. You know, and sometimes it's just a twist, that's okay. But it demands our presence, it demands our awareness, it demands our attention. And we give that to ourselves, and then we can kindly give that to others and teach others to do the same. Filling our own cup. Beautiful. Are you checking in with yourself? What's got your attention? Just so you know. You go, oh, how easily am I drifting into daydreaming? There's nothing wrong with daydreaming. Just a few more breaths. Take the next 10 breaths to breathe into where you feel. Maybe you've come with an ailment, maybe you've come with a slight imbalance this morning in your practice. Maybe you want to support the shape that we're making, the idea of moving the energy into where we feel it, the front of the belly here, the whole spinal twist, the hip, or anywhere else where you choose. You go, I'm just going to breathe into my energetic body, maybe through my heart. Nice. I'm embracing and giving a little smile to all those additional energies that surround me in my home practice. I mean, it's beautiful to have, you know, you're sent to practice with, the people that mean a lot to you to practice with, because they're in your home, your pets, feel of your own mat. Beautiful. And then very slowly deepening your breath, switching on from your belly and coming back to a neutral spine without looking. Where is your spine neutral? Do any movements that feel good? You know, maybe you just want to roll up and down into a little half Apanasana. And then we do a rebound. We go, now is the time to feel into how does this feel? If you need to leave us, this could be your final Shavasana, but if not, we'll have another something on the horizon. Just a little rebound and go, oh, I can feel all this tingling around the front of the hips, in my side body, maybe in your lower back, maybe around the shoulders. Where do you feel it? Beautiful. Yeah, and it's yoga practice, also the practice of letting go of expectations. It is, we do the best always.
We set our intention. We have in mind that we want to come into a healing space, whether that's a strong posture or perhaps an easeful yin shape, if it's easeful, or a child's pose. The breath regulates that. Beautiful. Feeling your whole body filled with energy, filled with breath. Feeling into that calm, healing space. Affecting our consciousness, affecting our mind. Giving the signal to the body to heal. This is crucial. Giving the signal to our body that it's safe to be in this relaxed, calm state. All is well. Nice. In a moment's time, we're starting to deepen the breath, just so we don't actually just rush from one to the other. We have consciousness and we feel into the sensitivities of our body. Deepen your breath, a few gentle movements. We roll over to the side. We come to seated and we come into two choices here. Take your time, take your time. You either have a butterfly forward fold, butterfly legs. You don't, if you have a prop, take a prop. Otherwise, it's just a flopping forward like this. Or if you go, I've got to just have these, the whole leg in a different way. I've got enough of that side hips here. It's not so piriformis like. You do your dragonfly. My aim is the forward fold. My aim is the rounded spine. Yeah. The constriction here is now wanted. There is no more lengthen here. That's it. Either like this or like this. You know, this is, for most of us, this is quite strong for the outer thighs here. Yeah, so if you need that and you need that strong sensation in your inner thighs, feel it. See, I'm throwing this at you because you've become really good at, you know, this is our 4th week of home practice, where we practice together as a group, but you kind of go, okay, I need to take the responsibility. Is this really for me, or is this more for me? I've shown up at the right time. I'm doing the best I can. Some things only I can feel and I can decide. So for me, the dragonfly, the straight legs, is a bit more hamstringy and inner thighs, and that's sort of something that I always have to work on. Hips as well, but I just feel this morning. Or maybe you go, oh, Linda, I know it's like, oh, lower back, which opens my lower back a little bit. Or you know that after a few breaths, and then you decide. You could have a prop or you could just flop forward. Let me see. Yeah, so find what is useful. You know, and that allows you eventually to use the yoga practice in a way it's used. It's therapeutic. You go, oh, if I'm a bit like this, then I remember this was good for me. And then you do it. Then it becomes not so much a follow the leader. Yes, of course, I hold space for you. And this is the whole point. We practice with a teacher. That's beautiful, in a group. But there's nothing from stopping you to use this therapeutically and go, I don't need a sun salutation, just a few shapes to get my energy moving, get me out of the stuckness in the lower back. Because you know what it translates to. Stuckness, tightness around here, the lower back, that whole first and second chakra. It's often a mental stagnation. It's often a cleansing of a go, oh, just soften into the situation. Yeah, you know, stay there. I'll have a little look. Eyes open, eyes closed, you choose. Do you need to let your head hang? Do you need it supported? But remember, we want to be muscularly relaxed. And in practicing this, you can do this first thing in the morning, last thing at night, pass it on to your family members.
muscularly relaxed. The breath softens. I can see it on your facial expressions. It works. And it's never saying that we dismiss what's happening around us. That's a totally different story. Beautiful, nice expressions. And what you've chosen is your choice. This is the choice you take as much as the choice over our thinking and our feeling. And I'm not saying that's easy, but it is a choice. Let's celebrate that. Few more breaths. Now give the attention up and down your spine here for a moment. Just the breath up and down the roundedness of the spine. Nearly there. Beauteous. Beautiful, beautiful. Honor the experience as it is just now. And then we slowly start to deepen the breath. Beautiful. One last feeling into where we're compressing with this shape we've chosen and where we have that sense of elongation and tension. Lifting from the belly, coming up into a seated and then coming into a Shavasana. And this is our final Shavasana rebound idea. So if you need props underneath your knees, if you want a blanket on top of you, if you have an eye pillow, bring it. If you just want a sleeve over your eyes, beautiful. If you want to turn your lights off, draw the blinds, do what makes you feel good. So even if you have to, just shortly stay with us in the Shavasana, just make sure you take it as a rebound first. So let your feeling sense move into where did you feel the previous shape? It was quite a strong elongation on the back, a compression at your belly perhaps because of the forward bend, and then where else? Inner thighs perhaps, outer thighs. Oh, feel how a yoga practice just gives you a totally different perspective. That's it, do not underestimate what can shift within an hour. Eyes soft, jaw soft. The idea of softening into rest, even though we know we all have still a to-do list and things to do, surrender to the now. Another minute and you'll still get everything done. Just feeling the breath in and out of your body. Scanning your body and feeling it from the top of the head to the toes. We do have a physical body. Feel into it. Let us honor it as the beautiful vehicle that it is, allowing us to do what we choose to do and what we need to do. Feeling into our energetic body. Yes, that's breath. Perhaps it's a bit more in addition to the breath. As a sense of vibration, a sense of energy even outside of your body. And becoming aware of this is never a forcing. Let this awareness come to you. Invite it in. Just a few more soft, soothing, effortless breaths in the shape of Shavasana. Nice.